Hello, you beautiful nerds of the world! Taurock at your service, and welcome back to another Death Battle reaction video! This is episode 15, or as I like to call it, the season semi-finale! Okay, before we begin the usual stuff, I'd like to address something and pay homage to someone very important to me. He passed away just yesterday. It's my throat. Press F to my vocal cords. You will be missed. Just long story short, because it's still a funny story. I'm a pretty depressed guy right now, and I got an episode of the big sad, like the very big anxiety moment. So my mom invited me over for a couple of days so I can take a breather and de-stress, so I can cool off a bit, have a bit of company, etc., etc. But problem, I currently live in Bergerac, which is like pretty modest town city environment, and my mom lives in a village in plain nature, in the middle of a forest, in the middle of nowhere. So let's just say the air is different, and I'm pretty allergic to things in the air like pollen and stuff. So my body had trouble adapting, and I got sick like day one. So it's getting a bit better now, like my throat doesn't hurt as much, but maybe you can still hear it and I might cough during the reaction, so apologies in advance. I wanted to get that out of the way. Luckily for me, I don't have much to say for this episode, because today we have Madara and Sosuke Aizen. Sosuke Aizen? Sasuke Aizen? Sosuke Aizen, let's go. I know it was a pretty hugely requested matchup. It was a lot of folks' most wanted matchup. It was a sick-ass 1 minute melee season finale that ended in a cliffhanger for a sequel that still hasn't seen the light of day, so Death Battle will have to deal with this themselves. And I gotta be honest, I don't have much, like I said, I don't have much to say about either characters because I really don't know jack shit about them specifically. I'm a bit more familiar with Naruto though. I'm not really a big manga or anime guy at all. But my older brother used to have a ton of mangas, and when we were kids and stuff, so I used to borrow some and read some of them and watch the anime with him. So it's safe to say that Naruto was kind of like my first big introduction to the genre, and I was a pretty big Naruto fan as a kid. If you ask me who's my favorite, I'd say it's Gaara. I just think like sand power he's really cool. But then growing up, I kind of lost interest for Naruto pretty quickly. I think I stopped following Naruto like before or around Shippuden, I think, like the very beginning of Shippuden. Like, if I remember correctly, when I stopped, I think the biggest bad guy around was Orochimaru. The Akatsuki organization started like showing up here and there, and Sasuke could turn into this weird demon with hands for wings. If you're an expert in Naruto, feel free to tell me which arc this was. I'd appreciate it, but yeah, I started losing interest around that part. So pretty early in the history of Naruto. So Madara is completely new territory for me. I have no clue what he really is about. I know he's a big Uchiha guy, but that's kind of it. And it's even worse for Aizen because despite, again, my older brother being like a big manga guy and he read a couple Bleach, I never got invested into it. It's safe to say that Death Battle was my only like really good introduction to Bleach. So overall, I'm completely blind on this one. So if you ask me who's gonna win, I'm surely gonna base myself on the previous Naruto versus Bleach fights and the other Naruto characters we've had on Death Battle. Because, like, Naruto characters, they're getting, like, more and more love recently. They start to appear pretty much every year so far, so it's kind of a good time to be a Naruto fan on Death Battle. Like, regardless of if they lose or not, of course, because I think they're still on a losing track. So, from what I understood with these characters, these previous combatants, Madara's the one that made that giant explosion using Naruto's base chakra. He survived the 8th gates from Might Guy and the Night Guy. He summons like giant meteor. I think it was him who split the moon in half, if I'm not wrong. Or was it another one? I'm not sure. But, you know, typical ninja stuff. I know Bleach characters are passively invisible, but I'm sure Madara can just see Aizen no problem with the Sharingan. But if I remember Naruto versus Ichigo, Ichigo had the big speed advantage, despite Naruto being like light speed and stuff, like dodging actual beams of light. Or was it the reactionary speed? Yeah, I think it was that. It was faster on a reactionary level. And he seems to have some bullshit illusion powers, even for someone like Madara. I don't know where, I don't remember exactly where I saw it, but apparently he manages to trick someone who can literally choose futures and know all the futures possible. I think it was something like that, but again, I really don't know. So for now, my money is on Madara because I'm more familiar with Naruto, and he seems to have a bit more power output. That seems to be the reasoning of a lot of people. But honestly, I'm just looking forward to learn more about these two and get a better understanding of what's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna sit back, rest my voice a little bit, and we'll see. Let's go. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video, to subscribe, and all that shit. Alright, enough about this. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, click.
Uchiha, the legendary messianic shinobi from Naruto.
Damn.
Sosuke Aizen, the Soul Reaper who stood upon the heavens from Bleach.
We may dream of glory, but these two have the will to power to take it by force and claim a seat among the gods.
They're the biggest, baddest anime bosses around, and not even death can stop them. Ghost versus zombie. Let's go. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Damn, this intro was badass. Where was it during Link vs. Cloud?
Countless dead, a plot to conquer the planet. The ninja world was at war.
For the 4th time, only one man could save humanity from itself, from beyond the grave.
The same man who orchestrated this war in the first place in order to end all wars forever. Madara Uchiha.
From birth, war was the only thing the young Madara knew, and there was no ninja he liked fighting more than Hashirama Senju. They're basically ninja Romeo and Juliet.
Belonging to opposing clans,
Hobbies,
Madara
falconry,
and Hashirama were forced to battle each other for
DJs.
years, all the while dreaming of a
Favorite
better future.
food?
Their bromance eventually overcame their clan's differences and the two groups merged, creating the village of Konoha.
But Madara wasn't satisfied with Hashirama's
Right.
dream of peace through cooperation. He desired an immortal peace through total domination.
Everyone else thought that was crazy, so he bounced, and then he came back to wage war against the village he helped build. Well, that didn't last long, huh?
Madara's megalomania was perhaps fated, considering he is in fact the reincarnation of the demigod Indra Otsutsuki and the inheritor of his immensely powerful chakra.
basically physical and spiritual energy that makes ninja magic. Madara specializes in fire and wood style jutsus, which just seems irresponsible to put those together
storm
like
style,
a gender
sensing
reveal
technique,
party waiting to
chakra
happen.
absorption.
His wood is especially impressive, considering it's the only style of elemental jutsu that can create life. Why are you looking at me like that?
Come on, you walked right into this one, Wiz. His wood is rather impressive.
You're a badass when you can take on armies with just a friggin' fan.
Madara has torn apart.
Is that a fan or a fucking guitar?
Taken a beating from every tailed beast at once, and even defeated the 5.
Like, that looks like a guitar, we agree on that.
The Raikages even stated to be fast enough to move at light speed, and even weaker ninja like Orochimaru have dodged literal photon beams.
But Madara's greatest tool is the one born from his very bloodline, the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. These magical eyes massively enhance
Nice transition.
down to the cellular level,
See
allowing him
flow,
to predict
jutsu,
movements, see the flow of
genjutsu,
chakra, and summon the mighty
limited
perfect
point ignition.
Susanoo.
The Sharingan can also cast a genjutsu that'll trap anyone that looks at it in an illusion, and even break them out of those same illusions.
In Sasuke's case, even ones as strong as Itachi Tsukuyomi, which can warp
What?
your perception of time. Itachi used it on a fellow Uchiha and made her live out her entire life in the span of 1/100th of 1/1000th of 1/1,000,000th of a second.
What?
She died in the illusion. She died for real. If Sasuke could break out of it, Madara could too, easily.
And after grafting some of
Damn.
Hashirama's cells onto himself, he
Would always have a piece of his Romeo inside him. This is my ship, Wiz. Stop looking at me like that.
He not only gained a healing factor strong enough to regenerate from having half his body vaporized, but also the terrifying Rinnegan.
AKA the big chungus of all eye magic. Ringy eyes let Madara absorb chakra and ninjutsu, create invisible limbo clones, see and remove your soul from your body, and summon giant-ass meteors.
Damn.
As if he needed any more fucking powers.
While the Rinnegan lacks some
While
of the
Madara
Sharingan's
has not
unique
shown all of the
abilities,
6
he
past
can switch
abilities
between them
granted by
at
the
will.
Rinnegan,
After
they have
tearing
been
the
used by
ninja
Nagato,
world
who
new
has
asshole,
died, didn't
Madara
have
was
time.
finally defeated in a climactic battle for the ages by his BFF. And thus the life of a legendary shinobi came to an end in the arms of his one true love.
Or
Or
did it?
All right, this is gonna get pretty crazy. Just bear with me. Fearing a defeat in battle, Madara set a time-delayed jutsu that would posthumously rewrite reality and bring him back to life. And it worked! So Madara tricked another Uchiha, Obito, into witnessing his best friend murdering his other best friend. Then he tasked Obito with manipulating the world into another war. Meanwhile, he gave his own Rinnegan to Nagato with the goal of getting it back after he was brought back to life the second time with the outer path because he died again. Make sense?
Nah, that'll never work.
You're right, it didn't! So Obito went out and got back from Nagato's corpse, because he died. Then Kabuto brought Madara back to life, and he got his eyes back from Obito after backstabbing. Then he sealed the awakened Ten Tails within himself in order to gain ultimate power and create the world's greatest nap time ever!
Look what you people have done to him. You'd think Ten Tails' power would be awesome, but those stinky 8 balls of doom are so lame.
Don't let their size fool you. These truth-seeking orbs are in another league. The Ten Tails is strong enough to wipe continents off the map, and the orbs can be shaped into weapons that will completely disintegrate anything they come into contact with.
Ew.
Not even ninja resurrected through Edo Tensei like Minato could regenerate limbs lost to the truth-seeking orbs, which means they had to erase his literal spirit itself.
Madara's power
Damn.
was so insane, he was considered comparable to the original Sage of Six Paths, the dude who helped create the friggin' moon.
And when Madara created meteors,
Okay.
they were large enough to show up against the curvature of the Earth. Measuring their size and estimating the height at which Madara lifted them, they had to possess a potential energy of at least 372 petatons of TNT.
He was even fast enough to keep.
I think if he scales to a guy who created the moon,
Madara even has an attack where he hawks light speed loogies.
Considering even base Madara has displayed speeds on par with Light Timing Ninja, we know Ten Tails Madara would have to be significantly faster thanks to the Ten Tails' power.
With virtually no one left to oppose him, Madara's plot was finally in the endgame. He awakened the Rin Sharingan, and with the God Tree summoned, he cast the Infinite Tsukuyomi, spreading the tree's roots across the entire planet and capturing every single person in the world. This would enslave all of humanity in an endless dream world, free of conflict forever. Peace through total domination.
Manipulating this
that's not how peace works.
Around the entire Earth in mere moments. Estimating the tree's mass and the speed at which the roots were moved, his chakra must have released an energy exceeding 1 yotaton of TNT.
Oh shit!
With just one jutsu, is there a character that could possibly even touch Madara Uchiha?
Well,
Kishimoto himself didn't even know. Madara's power was so overwhelming, the only thing that could take him down was treachery.
Even the man with the magic eyes couldn't see that coming.
All that was
Did
left
he?
was his old friend Hashirama.
Did he
Very
die of
unforgettable
inflation?
final moments.
Just
Oh.
like Romeo and Juliet, for never was there a story of more woe than this of Hashirama and his Mata bro. I read it in iambic pentameter.
Is there a gas leak in here?
Now the real fun begins.
Okay, a planet-wide
The Soul Society
tree.
was in chaos.
Let's go.
One of its leading Shinigami was set to be executed under suspicious circumstances. A band of humans from the living world had invaded to save her, and Sosuke Aizen, captain of the 5th Division of the Gotei 13, was dead. Murdered.
What dastardly mastermind could have been behind all this? He'd have to be a galaxy-brained 5D chessman.
Let me guess.
A man
Sosuke
who
Aizen?
was, in fact, Sosuke Aizen.
There it is.
Little is known about the man's past,
Used to
only that
teach
he is a
calligraphy.
man, a human
Former
man,
leader
a
of
soul
the
reaper.
These
Rancor.
Shinigami are spiritual beings who ferry lost souls to the afterlife and purify those who have turned evil in the living world.
They're badass anime wizard Grim Reaper swordsmen.
Yeah.
Though Aizen himself was hardly that cool. I mean, just look at those glasses. Dork.
But this Clark Kent was harboring a secret. Aizen had spent years attempting to develop the means to ultimate
Clark
power,
Kent, that's a good
ruining the lives of
comparison.
many of his colleagues via his twisted experiments.
Oh, so when Aizen does it, he's a supervillain. But when you do it to me, it's shut the hell up, Boomstick. You're under NDA, and I know about the stuff you've done.
As a Shinigami, Aizen's body is made of reishi, being spirit matter, and empowered by Raryoku, being spirit energy. Entities made of reishi are completely invisible to anyone without specific supernatural awareness, though a Shinigami's body is still tangible and can be damaged normally.
And with his Raryoku energy, Aizen can create incredibly powerful blasts. He's so strong, weaker beings will literally disintegrate if they get too close to him.
This
Damn.
is due to his Reiatsu, a localized spiritual pressure exerted as a result of his enormous power.
He also knows tons of Keto, or spells. He can create force fields, bend the light around him to make him impossible to detect, fire concentrated bolts of
Reiatsu,
lightning,
reishi
and absorb the
manipulation.
energy from his surroundings to make giant-ass energy dragons.
Perhaps his deadliest Keto is Kurohitsugi. After an extensive incantation, Aizen surrounds his target in an enormous black coffin that distorts space and time and tears its victims apart.
Aizen's plotting finally came to fruition during the invasion of the Soul Society, where he faked his death using his greatest weapon, his Zanpakuto, Kyoka Suigetsu.
A Shinigami Zanpakuto is a magical sword that possesses a sentient spirit. Kyoka Suigetsu gives Aizen complete control over his victim's senses the instant they lay eyes on the sword. This complete hypnosis traps its victims in a nearly perfect illusion that Aizen can manipulate at will, making himself virtually immune to attacks while his opponents are sitting ducks.
It's so strong that it kept a group of ex-Soul Reapers known as the Visor trapped for over 100 years without them even knowing it. It's one of the most broken powers ever and the definition of anime bullshit.
But it was all worth it when he perfected his ultimate creation, the Hogyoku, an immensely powerful reality-warping device that, quote, materializes the user's wishes.
In Aizen's case, it realized his desire to become the strongest being in the universe. With it, he can heal any of his wounds, even when half his body is vaporized. And more importantly, it exponentially increases his power over time through evolution by turning him into a horrifying butterfly monster man.
Yeah.
Being eventually strong enough to dethrone and replace the Soul King, the deity that controls the cosmic balance. Even a minor disruption to the Soul King's influence led to the three worlds of Earth, the Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo to start physically collapsing.
That'd imply that
Shit.
the Soul King has to be outputting enough energy to hold all these places together at all times.
Oh.
Considering each should be roughly the same size, this would require
So he's like
energy of
3 planets.
140 zetatons of TNT.
Ah, that's not a Yotaton though.
The vaporized mountains as a side effect of a sword swing. His casual energy blasts can disintegrate huge chunks of the earth, and he can take on armies with just his Ryatsu alone.
He even defeated the rest of the Gote 13 without so much as breaking a sweat.
So he should be way stronger than Soul Society heavy hitters like Kenpachi.
Oh shit. Kenpachi! That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
An asteroid of this size would have to carry a kinetic energy of at least 44 petatons of TNT.
Shit.
And Aizen was so badass, he literally transcended other Shinigami in power. He was in a whole other dimension from the rest of them.
Until he fought Ichigo Kurosaki.
The
Yep.
battle we've all been waiting for. Way before this in the Soul Society arc, Ichigo was already as fast as lightning. And by this point, after all his power boosts, he'd even be faster than light. Hell, even weaker characters like this lady can dodge light beams.
Though their fight was epic, Ichigo had transcended the Shinigami as well, and even Aizen himself. Feeding upon his insecurities, the Hogyoku abandoned Aizen, who was quickly defeated and imprisoned within the bottommost level of the Soul Society's prison. Aizen was left alone. His great power he sacrificed so much to achieve was gone forever.
Or was it?
Somehow, he ended up getting even stronger than before. But what made him so strong? Could it be the chair?
It's not the chair. It could theoretically be due to the chair's restraints keeping his Ryatsu from properly releasing, building it up within him until he was stronger in base than he was at his previous max.
Oh.
It's definitely the chair. And, since the chair could still hold him after he got stronger, wouldn't that make it even stronger than him? Even stronger than the Soul King? All hail the mighty Chair-sama, most powerful being in all of Bleach. He even managed to hold his own against the Quincy warlord Uchiha, who absorbed the power of the Soul King.
Ah,
himself.
Uchiha.
He even
That's
used
how it's
Yoka's
pronounced.
Suigetsu to trick him. And Uchiha's a dude who can literally see every possible future all at the same
Ah, so that's the guy.
According to Keikaku, bitches.
And after standing among the
Keikaku.
gods themselves, Aizen returned to captivity and pondered the meaning of his existence.
Even trapped in a prison, sealed off in a different dimension with a 20,000-year sentence, he remains the most dangerous being in the world.
Who knows what schemes are brewing behind those cold, calculating eyes? No compassion, no empathy, only the drive for power.
No one has ever stood at the top.
Shit.
Neither you nor me. From now on, I alone will stand at the top.
Okay, pause. Whoa! Damn, they both got some crazy stuff. They both got like some great analysis. Like from what I'm seeing, they really seem to cover like pretty much everything and a lot of new stuff. So they're possibly hiding the fact that Aizen is, or like not hiding, but hinting at the fact that Aizen is potentially stronger than anything they've calculated. Because all of those feats were before, you know, the chair that they hinted at. So maybe he accumulated even more power. Okay, when it comes to their abilities, I think it comes down to who can break through the other's illusions first. Because if you see Aizen's katana, you fall into his mind-blowing illusions. If you see the Renegon, you also fall into illusion, or like the Sharingan and stuff. So they would kind of both fell into each other's traps. And Aizen's illusions are strong enough that a guy who can see through all the futures like can be tricked by them. But Madara's Rinnegan can, like, perceive things from through other dimensions. So can he break free? I want to say Madara, but like some clues, with like maybe making up clues, but like I'm still on that share thing when Aizen got even more powerful than he was, and maybe they gave, yeah. He already had the power of 3 planets when, or like he was comparable to a guy. He was a match to a guy who could hold on 3 planets, and Madara was similar to a guy who formed the moon and spread an entire planet. I don't know why. Actually, I think I know why, but I'm leaning towards Aizen, even with like just power outputs. Just with power, excuse me, just with power output alone, Aizen seems to have bigger potential than Madara. But then again, Madara was compared to the, I think it was like the big sage of chakra or whatever, like not the creator of chakra. I'm not sure. Sorry. But I think Aizen has this. I'm gonna say Aizen. Maybe this is trickier than this. Maybe Aizen's illusion could work on Madara because of they seem to be some big illusion bullshit. So yeah, let's go with Aizen. If I'm okay if I'm wrong, because again, this might be trickier than I think it is. And they're possibly hiding some stuff. So 3, 2, 1, click. It's time for a death battle! Let's go!
You can see me.
Yeah, that's a base.
See everything.
Remove the glasses. Makes you wonder why he had the glasses to begin with. Whoo! Let's fight! Hoo, ha, ha. Wood. Say. Yeah, Brendan Yates, let's go! Spare. Ooh! Uh-oh. Already an illusion. Oh! Ooh, have you... Sight!
I would expect nothing more from a human.
Be a human? Oh. Ooh! Ooh!
Mere parlor tricks. Don't get so full of yourself.
Oh, this form already. Ooh! Let's go! Sight! Fire Jutsu! Oh, the Black Coffin and the Susanoo! Let's go! Oh! Oh, that's cool. Yes, the ultimate form! Meteor! Let's go! Ooh! Ooh! Ha! Ooh! Soy! Kind of like the 1 minute melee, but there's another meteor! Ooh! 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 Soy! Oh, that's cool. Yes, the ultimate form! That is gross. That's a gross form. Yes, the Susanoo! Get here! Come here! Ah, shit. Ooh! Let's go! Oh, the giant dragons! The limbo clones! Ooh! Ah, I love this! When they throw like the entire armies at each other. Damn!
The thrill of battle, the pounding of my heart, the taste of my own blood. I love it!
And he loves it too! Oh, this is epic! Mm. Oh.
You almost had me there, you tricky bastard.
But he got him.
Escapes my illusions, human.
That was an illusion! Ooh. But it's not over! It was him! It was him, Barry! Ooh! Ah! Ooh! Ooh!
What a wonderful dance.
Ho ho ho! Holy shit! Well...
Of course Madara won! He fake died twice for his 5D chess plan, while Aizen only fake died once.
Aizen and Madara were extremely evenly matched in raw power and speed. By our calculations, Madara spreading the God Tree's roots with his chakra was about 7 times more powerful than the best that Aizen could scale to with his rare Yoku.
But
And
he was more...
being
No?
nearly as fast
Oh,
as he
alright.
While there are a range of possible feats and numbers to go with to determine their limits, the point is they're always going to be close to even.
Which means the main thing that mattered here were their powers and how they countered each other.
Yeah.
Madara's enormous
Tell me.
variety of abilities eventually overwhelmed Aizen.
While Soul Reapers like Aizen may be invisible to regular people, the Rinnegan allowed Madara to see
Yeah,
invisible spirits
that's a base.
like his own Limbo clones. Hell, the Rinnegan lets you see and remove human souls, and that's exactly what a Soul Reaper is.
Both
That makes
chakra
sense.
and rare Yoku utilized spirit energy and operated in similar ways, being
Okay.
converted into attacks like ninjutsu and kido. That meant that Madara's ability to absorb ninjutsu allowed him to nullify the vast majority of Aizen's range attacks and even
Oh.
dispel his force fields.
And despite how OP Aizen's complete hypnosis was, Sharingan users can break out of illusions no sweat.
Yeah.
One's as powerful as Itachi's Tsukuyomi.
Yeah, that's what I was
Madara can switch between the
talking
Rinnegan
about.
and the Sharingan at will. He'd be able to break out of an illusion anytime he wanted.
Aizen's illusions are nearly perfect, but fellow Captain Unohana was able to subconsciously notice its flaws. With an eye as perceptive as the Sharingan, which can spot imperfections in genjutsus all the time, it was only inevitable that Madara would be able to break out.
However, the same couldn't be said
But
for
it
Aizen,
couldn't.
who never showed any
That's what I was
the
afraid.
kind of mental illusions Madara can create.
Even setting illusions aside, the sheer quantity of offensive options at Madara's disposal, whether it be his clones,
Aizen doesn't have a counter for
kept Aizen constantly
illusions
on the back foot.
and stuff.
But none of that mattered if they couldn't kill each other, and both had pretty insane healing factors that could recover from just about anything.
That's
except
true.
for those pesky 8-balls.
Oh, that's
Madara's
right.
truth-seeking orbs were capable of completely molecularly annihilating spiritual beings and preventing them from regenerating. And again, Aizen was a spiritual being.
Yeah.
Since Aizen lacked the ability to do the same irreversible damage to Madara, the ghost of the Uchiha had exactly what he needed to put this actual ghost down for good.
Aizen was an unbelievably overpowered foe, but Madara's own powers, illusions, and devastating truth-seeking orbs allowed him to crush the ex-Shinigami.
Sosuke should have kept his Aizen the prize.
Nice.
Do you feel any shame at all?
Moderately.
Oh,
Double pun. Suck it, Wiz.
come on.
Madara Uchiha.
Alright, pause. Wow, that was such a beautiful fight. I retract my previous statement that Goku Black versus Reverse Flash was the best of the season. Honestly, this is the best of the season so far. Excluding the season finale, which we'll talk about after. I fucking loved all of it. Even the analysis, you know, when sometimes there was they live some clues and stuff. They got me. They got me with this whole. They got me with the chair, you know, kind of like the theme of this fight. I fell to their illusions, and that's just beautiful. I completely forgot about the truth-seeking balls. I forgot about this. And, you know, I'm not even mad. I thought Aizen would be stronger than he was hinted at, but he wasn't. Never mind. And, again, this was trickier than I thought it would be, so... take a loss. Oh my god, the animation now. The fight was so great. Like, all how can I call it? Like, every sprites of every forms of every, hand-drawn parts were so good. The intensity between the characters, like the part where they both laugh and they're like, oh fuck, I love this, and the illusions that they trick each other every time, and Brendan Ye's music again with vocals, like we had a Chaos Unraveled, we have Thunder Shroud, we have Suit Yourself, we have Reverse Rosé, and now we've got Hollow Dreams. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, no wonder Cold Blood takes so damn long. He's too busy making the real stuff. Oh my god. Speaking of the music, it was released earlier today, and I got to listen to it, and some parts, some echoes of the music kind of remind me of Dangerous Gaze. Some parts have the same notes. If you listen closely, you can hear the. It's those notes. If that was the intention, I fucking applaud it, because it's an Uchiha and stuff. But oh my god, the clones and the dragons fighting each other. Sorry, I'm talking again with the animation. I fucking love these parts in Death Battle when the characters, like, they clone each other, or they make summons basically, and you have all the summons just duking it out, like it's going down like everywhere, up and down and stuff, left and right. God, that was wild. That was a blast. That was really a blast. I'm sad I couldn't enjoy it as much as I could, because, you know, I'm sick and stuff. Sore throat, But the analysis was awesome too. I liked Wiz being like all like conspiracy theory. Okay, this goes to this leads to this plans, but the plan didn't work, so he planned this instead. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything I can think about to say for the fights. Now we move to the next fight, the season finale. It better be, you know what? Sing it with me. Galactus versus Unicron. 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 Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. Galactus versus Unicron! Galactus versus Unicron! Galactus versus Unicron! Galactus versus Unicron! I'm setting myself up for this. Galactus versus Unicron! Galactus versus Unicron! Galactus versus Unicron! I don't like this music. What? I am so mad right now. This is the greatest insult that has ever been said to me since ever. Ooh. Saitama versus Popeye? Seriously? No. No, what sense does that make? Okay, well, I got the whole hype up for Galactus versus Unicron, but wait, that can't be the season finale. It wasn't presented as such. They didn't even say, like, season finale and stuff, so am I missing something? Wait. I need to see this. Wait. Because they said there was, like, 16 episodes. As the special 10th anniversary, every matchup has the theme of having a certain history with the show, such as matchup as certain crew members really wanted. Episodes. Yeah, number of episodes, 16. This was episode 15. So the final conclusion to the 10th anniversary of Death Battle. This teaser.
Will you guys finally do Galactus versus Unicron this season?
Well, that's all the time we have for questions this week.
This celebration of mind-boggling crossovers for that. I'm still under illusion. Am I? But this makes no sense. They make no sense fighting each other. Like, no. Like, point me out one similarity aside from Yevi Strong. Plus, that kind of wipes out one of my most wanted matchups again. You know, it kind of pulls me out an Iron Fist versus Poe again. Because I really wanted Asterix versus Popeye. Because this has 1,000 times more sense and more respect to both characters than this bullshit. My only regret is that I watched this alone. It would have been way funnier if someone was by my side and just bursted into laughter as I watched this. And I hope you are. I hope you are laughing. So I don't have to. Thank you for watching this reaction. If you liked it, share it to your friends, your families, your foes. Let me know what you thought of this death battle. And I'll see you later. Am I living in a dream?